Welcome to Incognito Islamic Productions.
My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, my dear brothers and sisters in humanity, truly the world today is suffering from a terrible illness, a disease, a sickness. This disease and this sickness is affecting all of us. It is the sickness of a philosophy, an ideology that is permeating almost every single aspect of our existence. It is destroying us individually. It is destroying our families. It is destroying our societies. And it is destroying the world in which we live. And this is the religion and the ideology of consumerism, of materialism. Let me put it simply. There is an equation that most of us, whether we call ourselves Christian or Hindu or Buddhist or Muslim or Sikh, most of us, although we claim to be followers of these religions, the reality is most of us, we follow another religion altogether. We have a different idea of what really is important in life. I will tell you what it is. Wealth. Wealth. Money. For most of us, if you ask most people, what do you think makes you happy in life? What gives you joy in life? Ask most people to write a definition of success. Success, they will say wealth, money. Success equals wealth. Wealth equals happiness. This is the equation that we have been indoctrinated with. Wealth equals happiness. We begin to imagine now that by having more money, by having more wealth, we will be more happy. And this is an idea that is on all levels of society. We believe it as individuals. We think like that as families. Cities talk about how they can attract more business, how we can become economically more prosperous. Every nation has as its priority, its most important thing they want to achieve, economic prosperity. Why? Because we think that money is the source of happiness. With money, we think we can buy everything we like. We can have all the things with which we can enjoy our lives. And of course, the consumer society is ready to provide us with all of those things. The nice car, the nice house, the beautiful wife, the lovely husband, the smiling children, the fast food, the drinks, the holiday, the white mischief holiday. As I saw on the TV, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You see, we are bombarded 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We are bombarded with the doctrine, with the religious texts of this religion. The advertisements, buy this, buy that, have this, have that. If you buy this car, your life will be so good. You drink this drink, you will be happy, you will be dancing, you will be smiling. Is that the reality? Do you really think if you drink this soft drink with all that sugar, you're going to look like those people in the advert? You know how they look? They're young, they're beautiful, they're smiling, their teeth are sparkling. Yes? You think that's the reality? No. If you drink too many soft drinks, you get fat and your teeth fall out. That's what really happens, but that's not what they tell you in the advertisement. The advertisement says, yes, drink Coke. It's the real thing. It's the life. Buy this car. Have this holiday and you will be so happy. And oh yes, we're all fooled. We're all taken in. And so now we're so busy, all of us running to see how much money we can accumulate. How much wealth we generate. Because now we imagine, we have been convinced, we have been indoctrinated. Wealth equals happiness. It's the American dream. The American dream. We have all been sold the American dream. And we all want to live the American dream. There's only one problem. Well, actually, there's more than one problem. But the first problem is this. 70%, 70% of the world's resources is being consumed by 17% of its population. 17% of the world's population consume 70% of the world's resources. That 17% is largely concentrated in the Western Hemisphere. Now, the first problem is this. There simply are not enough resources on this planet that we live to provide for everybody to live like the average American. If you want to live like an average American, do you know how much resources we would need if every human being on this planet was to live like the average American? We would need 3 planets. We would need 3 Earths in order to be able to do that. But oh dear, we've only got 1 planet. We've only got 1 Earth, not 3. How are we all going to live the American dream? There is not enough resources on this planet in order for us to be able to do that. That's the first problem. The second problem is more deep. And this is something I would like everybody here in the audience, everybody out there who may be watching this at home, on the TV, I would like you to think about this. Is it really true, my friends? Is it really true, my brothers and sisters, that wealth equals happiness? Is it really true? Of course. I am not suggesting and I'm not advocating that human beings live in poverty. But does wealth really equal happiness? Okay, there's one simple way to test and to see whether this idea or this equation is really true. Let's look at the richest people and ask ourselves, if wealth equals happiness, then the people with the most wealth should be the happiest people. Yes. Let's look at some of the superstars, the idols, the ones they set as an example. You know, these are the ones you want to be like. Do any of you remember or have heard of someone called Marilyn Monroe? Yeah, you all heard of her? Okay, you haven't forgotten about her. She's a famous movie star, model. They called her a goddess in the 1960s. So what was she lacking? Wasn't she, at least according to so many people, wasn't she beautiful? Yeah? And wasn't she famous? Yes? And wasn't she rich? How did she die? She killed herself. If beauty and fame and wealth is going to make you happy, how come she killed herself? How about Elvis Presley? You heard of him? The king of rock and roll. Huh? Wasn't he good looking? Maybe not as good looking as me, but you know, he was good looking. And wasn't he famous? Huh? And wasn't he rich? So what was he missing? How did he die? You know how he died? He died because he was taking so many drugs. He was taking drugs to get him up in the morning, drugs to cheer him up when he was feeling bad, drugs to make him go to sleep when he's feeling too excited. He was an addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. He died at the early age of, 42 or 40 or something like that. You can look at some of the richest families in the world. The Getty family, hugely rich. The Rockefeller family, hugely rich. And you will find again and again and again stories of unhappiness, stories of confusion, stories of misery, stories of desperation. So if wealth equals happiness, like they keep telling us, how come so many people who have got so much money are not happy? In fact, they are miserable. You know what they are doing? They are selling us a lie. Just like those advertisements. Most of them are lies. They're based on lies. Falsehood. Trying to make you believe something that is not true. But in the meantime, we are all caught up in this because it looks exciting. It looks fun. It looks like we want to do that. That's the lifestyle. The girls, the drink, the music. Oh, isn't it so much fun? I want to be there. I want to be doing that. That's how we think. And we've all become like that. Muslim, Christian, Jew, Sikh, it doesn't matter anymore. Really, because these are just cultures now. And I'm going to be talking about that in another lecture. Culture confusion. Because religion has become, for most of us, like a culture. Like a type of food that we like to eat. A type of dress that we like to wear. It's not really something deep in our hearts. It's not something anymore that transforms us as human beings and gives us direction and gives us values. No. Religion has become empty rituals, meaningless rituals. We say words we don't understand. We make movements that we don't know what they are about. We just go through the motions. But what we're really interested in is money. Give me the money. Because as we think, it is money, wealth that equals happiness. But the reality is, my brothers and sisters, as you know, I watched the TV for a little bit yesterday. I don't normally watch the TV at home, but I did watch it a bit. I turned on the TV, I'm watching the news. On the news, there was a program. What is happening to the youth of India? And the first thing was about how many of the youth, in spite of the fact they have mobile phones, they have mopeds, they have cars, they have material prosperity like their parents never dreamed of. Yet, many of them are depressed and they are committing suicide. Then I open the paper today. What did I see? Page 2 or page 3, a 12 or 14-year-old girl hangs herself. She hangs herself because she's depressed. Not because she doesn't have food to eat, not because she lives next to a sewer. And I've seen that, of course, you've all seen that. No, why? Because it seems her mother wouldn't let her watch TV. My God, what is happening to human beings? This is an empty life. A meaningless life, a life without any direction. And this is the curse of the consumer society. It is a curse. And this philosophy is cursed. And this ideology is cursed. And it brings nothing except ultimately distress and destruction upon all of us, individually, as families, as societies. When we embrace this consumer culture, yes, outwardly, we may seem everything is nice. We are fat, we are round, we are dancing to the music, but inside, what is happening inside? Inside, the people are miserable, they are empty. Because however much we eat, we never really get satisfied. However much we dance to forget, however many movies we go to watch, to go into the world of fantasy, we still have to come to the real world. We still have to face the reality. It doesn't go away. It's still there.